I digress. A Harvard faculty member is under fire after publishing an article in response to the July attacks in Mumbai. In an op-ed he wrote in July, he calls for political action to combat Islamic terrorism in India. But just yesterday, his home in New Delhi was vandalized, and while many are calling for him to step down, he insists he is doing nothing wrong by speaking out. Subramanian Swamy joins us right now. He is also the president of the Janata Party in India, and he joins us from Boston. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you.
So what was it that you wrote that was so incendiary that people are saying you need to be arrested in India?
Well, I think, first of all, it's those who are angry with it are that their anger is synthetic. It's not genuine, because I would say close to 80% of India, through tweets and Facebook and letters to the editor newspapers, have supported what I have said. I've essentially said we need to devise a counter strategy for terrorism. We are having about 20 attacks of terrorism per year. India is probably the most terrorist-afflicted country, and you've got to do something about it.
Right.
And I argued that we need to deter terrorists because they have political goals, and we should nullify those.
Well, what you wrote was you said we as a country in India need to stand up against Islamic terrorists. What's the matter with that?
That's correct. Well, that's not the real reason for the anger. The anger is that I have, through class action in the Supreme Court on corruption issues, sent many of the ruling ministers and prominent politicians to jail. And the trail is getting very close to the head of the Congress party, namely Ms. Sonia Gandhi.
Mm-hmm. And so what has happened since you wrote that is a number of people in India have said that you should be arrested. People say that you should be fired from Harvard, and your house was just ransacked.
That's right. It was ransacked by Congress hoodlums, and there is now a report lodged by the police. I hope they will investigate it to the final end. But it's very well established that they were Congress people by those who were eyewitnesses. Mm-hmm. And my security was withdrawn by the state some time ago. Sure. By this present government. So I think these attacks have been facilitated.
Well, you know, you're talking a lot about the dynamics and the politics of India, but there have been some who have called for you to be fired from Harvard. You got to feel good that Harvard has stuck up for you and said, we're sticking with him.
Well, I'm very proud of Harvard because I have a very long association of nearly 50 years with Harvard. And they stood up for freedom of speech. I think that is a beacon light to the whole world. Sure. I think the credit goes to Harvard, not to me.
Well, there you go. Well, your op-ed was absolutely right. People have got to stand up to Islamic terror. You just wrote the right thing, and now you've gotten in trouble over there. Subramanian Swamy, we thank you very much for joining us today from Boston.
Yes, thank you very much.
Pleasure to meet you, sir. Thank you.